Welcome back, it's Nine, and today we have some huge PS5 news to go over. There's talks about a Metal Gear Solid remake happening, a Bloodborne remaster, and we're talking about Assassin's Creed Valhalla running at 4K 60 FPS on the PS5. And the reason why I even highlighted that is because there was people who doubted that it would on the PS5, and now we have confirmation that it is going to. But before we get into that, if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, and hit the like button. It helps the channel a ton. Now let's get right into this, starting with the rumor talking about Metal Gear Solid getting a full remake. This comes from pushsquare.com, titled Metal Gear Solid is getting a full remake, and it's a PS5 console exclusive. Damn, just the sound of that, you know that it's a big deal. Now let's get right into the beef of this. So, Metal Gear Solid, the PS1 classic, is being remade, and it's coming to PS5 and PC. This is according to YouTube channel Red Gaming Tech, which has been known to provide some accurate leaks in the past, although they specialize in hardware information rather than software. Still, according to their source, a source that apparently has a 100% track record up to this point, this supposed Metal Gear Solid revival is a full remake, not just some kind of port or remaster. The source also states that Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, and 4 are all being re-released, but it sounds like they are set to be remasters rather than full remakes. It's unclear whether they are coming to PS5 as well or whether they are just targeting PC. So this is crazy news. If this is true, guys, this is monumental. Metal Gear Solid, I remember playing it back on the PS1, and it was an incredible title, way ahead of its time. Really far ahead of its time in terms of storytelling, gameplay. Everything about it was just amazing. As always, we do take rumors with a grain of salt, right? Like, we don't take it as fact. But if the idea, like just the thought, the notion that this could be possible would be enormous for Sony. It would be enormous for Konami. It would be enormous for every party involved, because Metal Gear Solid is one of those staples in gaming. Now, while I only really enjoyed the first few and I didn't really get around to playing 4 and 5, I can tell you right now that Metal Gear Solid 1 is a classic, and nobody can argue that it isn't a classic. So to lock down that kind of game as an exclusive would be huge, number one. Number two, it'd just be amazing to revisit this game as a complete remake. I want to see this happen. I really hope it's true. Now, as usual, we always say we take it with a grain of salt, but man, this guy's source apparently has a 100% track record. You know, I've heard talks about a remake here and there. Like, it's not impossible. And to be honest, it is due time that they do this. Like, people want it. People will buy it. This is something that a lot of people are looking forward to. So if they did this, it's a guaranteed cash cow, no doubt, as long as it's done properly. And because the game, like, the foundation is already set, the story's already set, while it is going to be a remake, the keys to the game, what made the game successful, the story, you know, the gameplay mechanics, which obviously would need to be modernized, are already there. So Kojima not being there might not impact it as heavily as we saw with like Metal Gear Survive, for example, which was, I want to say it was a failure, but I'm sure there's a few out there who like the game. So we'll leave it at that. But overall, big news if it is true. I can't wait to see whether this comes to fruition or not. This is one of those titles that's like Final Fantasy VII Remake level. Like, this is that big of a deal. I can't wait to see. But on to the next topic. Bloodborne Remaster is real, coming to PS5 and PC, and this comes from pushsquare.com. Apparently, the same source that told Red Gaming Tech about the Metal Gear Solid remake also claims that the long-rumored Bloodborne Remaster is absolutely real, and it's coming to both PS5 and PC. It's allegedly quite far along in development, and it'll come with additional content. As you may know, Bloodborne has quite a lot of cut content, stuff that was removed from the game during development. If the remaster really does exist, it sounds like it could restore some of those unused assets. So this is another rumor. We obviously, again, take this with a grain of salt, coming from the same person who's talking about the Metal Gear Solid remake. And here's the thing, right? This guy has a track record that allegedly has been proven based on his sources, so maybe it's possible that it's true. Now, I don't want to put all my eggs in this basket of it's got to be true, because it could very well be fake. He could be wrong, right? His sources could be wrong. But in the event that this is real. This is another game that's going to bolster the PS5 catalog. I know this one's a remaster. It's not going to be like a full-blown remake like Dark Souls. It's not going to be a full-blown remake like Alleged Metal Gear Solid, but it is going to be a game that people really want, especially on PC. I've seen a lot of PC gamers say, hey, we would love to get Bloodborne on PC. It would be a dream come true. So I think that making that available, number one, on PS5, with the additional content, with better frame rates, better resolutions, it's going to be a big deal. And it's going to be a big deal for PC gamers as well. So it's another rumor that has a lot of weight to it in the sense of the impact it would have if it did come true. But we don't know, and it's only going to matter of time. We're going to find out if this is really a thing, because remasters typically don't take that long to put together anyway, compared to, say, a full-blown remake. So I think we'll hear about it sooner rather than later if it's true. Now on to our last topic, and this one also comes from pushsquare.com, and it says, looks like Assassin's Creed Valhalla will be 60 FPS and 4K on PS5. There's no real huge surprise here, but it looks like Assassin's Creed Valhalla will run at 60 frames per second in 4K on the PlayStation 5, as was also confirmed for Xbox Series X previously. Word comes courtesy of a Eurogamer article, where it's also mentioned that the release will leverage the Sony console's SSD for improving load times and Tempest engine for 3D sound. So this is another confirmation that the PS5 is going to be able to do 4K 60. I know that there was a lot of talks amongst both fan bases talking about, well, your console doesn't do this, well, your console doesn't do that. But it looks like the PS5 will be outputting at 4K 60 on Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now, I know that not everybody who watches this is going to be a fan of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but it is a big deal for such a big third-party title to be running on par with what the Xbox Series X can do. Because a lot of times people who play mostly third-party games do pay attention to that. So seeing this confirmation is just another surefire way of letting us know that there isn't going to be that huge alleged gap between the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X like some people are making it seem to be. So it's a relief, I know, for some. For me personally, I didn't expect that there was going to be that kind of gap anyway, so it doesn't surprise me completely, but it's good to get that confirmation to know that that's not going to happen. So this is exciting news, and obviously as more third-party titles come along and we see those comparisons, because we're going to see those comparisons between the Series X and the PlayStation 5. It's inevitable. We cannot avoid it. You're going to see these comparisons on IGN. You're going to see it on YouTube, all over the internet. People are going to be comparing the two of them. And I just hope that it doesn't get lost in the experiences that are going to be had on these platforms. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the games and the experiences these games offer. But, you know, it doesn't hurt to have 4K 60 FPS. It never hurts to have 4K 60. I will always accept that with open arms because I love 4K resolution. I'm one of those people who really sees it and enjoys it and can't really go back to 1080 after experiencing 4K. And 60 FPS is a given, man. Without 60 FPS, games just don't look as good, man. I gotta say, 60 FPS really does it for me. I always choose the frame rate option when I have a chance. Anyway, I'm going to pass this on to you guys and ask you, number one, what do you think of this Metal Gear Solid remake rumor? Do you think this could be true, and do you think this is monumental for the PS5 platform? And I also asked the same about Bloodborne Remaster coming to PS5 and PC. And lastly, are you excited to see that more games are going to be on par with the Xbox Series X when it comes to third-party game resolutions and frame rates? Let me know in the comments, and as always, if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, and hit the like button. It helps the channel a ton. Follow me on Twitter, link will be in the description. Lastly, share this video with a friend. It helps the channel a ton as well. I will talk to you guys on the next one. Take care.